Hey, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much, as always, for checking out this video. I really do appreciate it. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Shout out to the 19 folks. They will not let go. So we have a podcast here. We have Tiffany Hayes, WNBA player, played in the Olympics in 3v3 for Azerbaijan. I believe she mentions in this was the first time they qualified. So congratulations there. Even beat the US when they were just an absolute nightmare in the beginning of that tournament. And so, of course, it had to be brought up about Caitlin Clark and the Olympic team. So we got to listen into this and talk about it because it's wild. I mean, this stuff's just wild. I don't know what else to say about it.
First, I want to know how was your experience at the Olympics in Paris? I was tuned in daily. First question, and second, with before it was like, well, when the announcements was coming, like everybody that's coming over to play and represent the U.S., it was this controversy around Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark. Should they come? Blah blah blah. So two questions in one. What you think about that, and how was your experience over there?
Okay, first, before she gets into the answer, because this is absolutely the insane stuff. And yeah, we've talked about it before, but I'm sorry. They're going to keep putting this out there and putting this out there to try and convince people of this narrative. So yeah, we're going to push back on it. No, until later on after the fact, there was never a controversy about Angel Reese being on the Olympic team. The announcement came out and it was all about Caitlin Clark because she should have been on the Olympic team. And not only did she add Angel Reese, she puts Angel Reese's name first about Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark, right? This is that derangement syndrome. It's everywhere. I talked about this in a previous video, and they did it all the time they did it after the fact with the Olympic team, right? Like later into the season, they started adding Angel Reese, and they did it with the Rookie of the Year, and they did it with the popularity and the ratings growth with the WNBA. Is that everything that was because of Caitlin Clark became Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? Sometimes they switched it up and they talked about the rookie class, but more often than not, it was Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. And then for other things, it became right. Like look at Unrivaled, and they're so desperate, down on their knees, begging. They got the boombox in the air, playing the music. Name that reference down below because they absolutely know that they need Caitlin Clark to make Unrivaled a success. Every single time an announcement came, everyone was like lighting it up. Is it going to be Caitlin Clark? It was all a flutter on Twitter. And then all of a sudden, with the media, though, it became Caitlin Clark and Asia Wilson. Caitlin Clark and Asia Wilson. Absolutely not true. It is the Caitlin Clark and derangement syndrome. But anyway, I had to get that off my chest. I feel a little better. Thank you for listening. Let's keep going.
My experience was great. I was of course with my team Azerbaijan. We made a little bit of noise, at least we made it. That
For
was a big
sure.
thing for us.
Hell yeah.
It was the first time the whole country had any Olympians make it there for 3-on-3. So
Mm-hmm.
that was kind of a big thing. And then we ended up going there making a little noise. We won a couple games. We beat USA. My bad, y'all. No, I had to go do my thing, but yeah, I had an amazing time. I was out there doing shoots and things for my brands and whatnot.
Tight.
Doing a lot of networking, so it was fun for me. And then about the controversy between those players, I mean that's been happening for forever. Like
Yeah.
people, the youngest people coming in, they feel like they need to get that opportunity right away, but everybody who was on that team had to work their way onto that team. Like
Literally, yeah.
every single person.
Agreed.
So I don't know why people think that they should be able to like skip steps
Mm-hmm.
to go straight there. I mean, I'm not saying that they're not good. Like they're great players, but everybody has to do the steps. Like there's levels to it. So
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, really, there's levels to it. We're going to do this crap again. First of all, and there were more, but I'm gonna stick with the two biggest names. Diana Taurasi, Brianna Stewart. They went straight from college to the Olympic roster as rookies. This what steps? Here's what the Olympic roster should be. the best roster you can put together, the best players that deserve to be there. It doesn't matter if the player is a 10-year vet or the player is a senior in college. You put the best players. Caitlin Clark has, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. I think it's three. Is it three gold medals for Team USA? Now these are the unders, like what? I think U19. Some maybe there was a U17 and maybe even a U21 or U23 at that, which I think is the top one that she has gold medals with on those teams. So she has, as growing up as a youngster, she actually has a lot of USA basketball experience. So very familiar with the world game in terms of the rule differences and that sort of thing. And this levels nonsense again. This I just keep, it's just driving me absolutely nuts with I'm sorry, I stopped for a second because I had in my head just like Diana Taurasi with their whole, I won 3 championships, right? It wasn't it wasn't UConn. It wasn't, look, man, and look, I'll tell you what, women's basketball was so small and so concentrated at UConn around that time with Diana Taurasi was there that you could have made a team from UConn. Now, people like to talk about this with like college football or men's college basketball, and it's simply not true. But I get the argument when there's a college team that's so good. But legitimately, you could have taken a UConn team from the players that say overlapped a little bit when Diana Taurasi was there. So like, some seniors when she was a freshman, and then maybe a sophomore or juniors when she was a senior that they didn't necessarily play together, but they played with Diana Taurasi. You could have taken a roster for what the WNBA was at that time from that UConn team and put them in the WNBA, and they would have been a very, very good WNBA basketball team. And yet Diana Taurasi is going to say, I won 3 championships. Uh, she was there as a freshman because she went to UConn. Brianna Stewart was there. What? I'm sorry, not freshman, rookie. Brianna Stewart was there as a rookie because she went to UConn. But there's some other stuff that's said here that I want to get into. I kind of almost got ahead of myself, but I want you to hear it from this first before I dig in and we talk about it. I was getting excited. I can't help myself.
Yeah, I think from two different perspectives. I think in the game, like you work your way up, but then I also think in the marketing. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's sad to say, but like if if you're putting in like the people that are being looked at, I don't want to say looked at the most because there's definitely other players, but like are creating conversations and stuff, it kind of adds more eyes on it. You know what I mean?
Then you're gonna lose and look crazy.
Ooh.
That's the you. You know how many times they've done that in the past and they've been this close to losing games because of it?
Yeah.
They be trying to play teeter-totter with it, but
I feel that.
like you can't.
It's all
lose.
you got to keep focused on the game
Yeah,
and not
you got
the.
to.
I feel
You
that.
can.
All right, that's what I was waiting for. That's where I almost got ahead of myself. That is, again, delusional, dumb. I mean, I don't know what else to say about that. Um, the other lady, I'm sorry, I don't know her name because I understood the point she was making was kind of like the point Stephen A. Smith tried to make a lot, that in that you put Caitlin Clark on the team just because of the exposure and this and that, which I actually didn't agree with because Caitlin Clark should have been on the team because of how good she already was as a player. She had played for USA basketball from, I don't know her first experience, but I want to say U15. I believe that's the first year where they kind of get into that. And then this nonsense of Tiffany Hayes with the absolute ignorant arrogance you would expect from somebody who doesn't know what they're talking about, but is completely sure they do, then you're going to lose. Does anyone think that the Olympic team would have lost if Caitlin Clark had replaced anybody on that team? Chelsea Gray, the not so point guard, Diana Taurasi, I mean, anyone, Jackie Young, she could have replaced probably anybody but maybe Asia Wilson because they need a center, and they would have been better. That team almost did lose and probably deserved to lose because they didn't have Caitlin Clark. And I don't even know where she'd get that they've done that in the past and have come. When did the women's Olympic basketball team, when did women's basketball have such a global iconic superstar in terms of popularity that they chose a player based on marketing and not ability? Please explain to me when that happened, Tiffany. I would really, really like to know who you were talking about because nobody knew who any of these people were until this past year. But you're going to tell me they used to do that and they used to come close to losing multiple. I mean, you said it almost as if it was a common occurrence in the Olympics. That is that crap crazy. Just absolutely crazy. But they're not, they won't let it go. This is absolute nonsense. This is gibberish. You're spewing gibberish. I'm going to take a deep breath. Okay, we're a little better now. Thank you for listening to my TED rant. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments below. I mean, have we learned nothing? This is the same nonsense we were getting at the time, the same excuses that were being used at the time. And they just are going to keep repeating it until you believe it. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks so much for checking out this video. Appreciate it. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you later.